What is up? It is Big Chart Trades back with another video, and in this video I am going to be recapping my 2 p.m. trade. I caught around 46.2 points, caught 15-minute manipulation, and I just wanted to go over this trade. I did not trade at the 10 a.m. candle. Nothing was offered there, so I waited until 2 p.m. and that is the trade that I took. So I'm just going to recap this entire trade for you so you completely understand how I trade. This is the same exact trade I take every single day I trade. This is the same exact thing. So let me just explain it to you from top to finish, including my bias, so you fully understand what I am talking about. So as you can see, this was the 10 a.m. candle. The 6 a.m. candle changed the state of delivery, obviously on the 4-hour time frame, right? We went from bullish to bearish, right? There was also this new weekly opening gap right here, and I knew that this had to be filled at some point. Whenever a price makes a new weekly opening gap, it is the draw on liquidity. So we ran up here. It was also a bearish daily weekly profile. So as you can see on the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we are trading out of this weekly fair value gap right here. And if you watch my open high, low, close, open, low, high, close video, you know that in order for price to trade to the downside, price needs to open, manipulate higher, trade lower, and then close, right? That is a bearish candlestick. So in order for this to be a red weekly candlestick out of this bearish fair value gap to the downside, we will go to the daily chart and you'll see that Wednesday, this was the high of week. So I can anticipate Friday or Thursday and Friday to trade lower and lower. Why? Because we're trading out of that bearish weekly fair value gap. So as you can see, Monday opens, trades to the upside. Okay, this is where we're at right now. We just did this. And now Wednesday, as you can see from that daily candle, the most recent daily candle, we're like this. So Thursday more down, Friday close, right? That is how a bearish candlestick is put in. So that's what I anticipated today. And then this 4-hour change in state of delivery just confirmed my bias. And then 10 a.m. obviously ripped to the downside. So 2 p.m. I was bearish. I also knew that we needed to fill this new weekly opening gap. So that gave me more reason to be bearish. So if I was bearish, I need to find a bearish PD array supporting price. What do I see? On the 15-minute time frame, I see this order block right here. Okay. This order block is a 15-minute order block. Now remember, since this is a 15-minute PD array, 15-minute PD array requires a 1-minute execution. So as you can see, I'll mark this same order block out on both the NASDAQ and the ES, right? That is the order block. And then, right, the 2 p.m. candle is about to open. So let's see. Okay, 2 p.m. candle opens, trades into that order block. Okay, put in some SMT. As you can see, ES hasn't touched that order block yet. We also broke this high on the NASDAQ, and we didn't break this high here. All right, so that's some bearish SMT. Let me just drop down to the 1-minute time frame so you can see how I actually executed this. This was 2 trades. I got stopped out of the first one, and then I went ahead and took the second one. So I'll show you. Okay, right, so price is trading. I'm looking for an entry here. I'm looking for a change in state of delivery. But this would not be a change in state of delivery. Why would this not be a change in state of delivery? Because this candle right here didn't sweep the high. As you can see, high was never swept here. So change in state of delivery is all the way down here. And I don't want that. So I'm still waiting for price to put in a new high so that we can get a change in state out of that high. So this is the high right there. Let's see what happens. Price goes ahead, makes a new high. Change in state level is right here. Okay, let's see what happens. Makes a new high. Change in state level is now right here. Let me just mark that out. And as you can see, we have all of this bearish SMT, right? We are clearly trading inside of this order block, whereas on ES, we're not trading inside the order block. So we have all this bearish SMT. Made a new high, and this was my first entry right here. I sold there. Obviously, my stop went here. My stop was up there, and my TP, this was my final TP for my trade regardless, but let me just mark that out. So this was my final TP, And as you can see, so this was my final TP. And again, my stop was up here. And I actually, look, you'll see, price immediately went ahead and took my stop right there. But that's okay, because I was willing to give this trade another try since it's an A+ setup, right? We have the 15-minute PD array, we have the liquidity sweep, we have the SMT with ES, right? We have all of these things, okay? This is just an A+ setup. This is clear manipulation to the upside, super bearish. So this was that second change in state. This is the one that I actually went ahead and took. So we changed the state of delivery right there. This is actually when I took that second entry. Took that entry. Final TP was here. Stop loss was at this high. So this was the trade. Entry is a little bit off. You could see my executions on my Twitter. You'll see that the entry was a little bit higher. I waited for a little bit of a retest, but took this entry. This was the position. Let me just draw it out right here. Right here. Okay, this was the trade, 2.83R. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and runs and hits that final TP. So this is the 2 p.m. Po3 playing out. You could see every single component come to life there, right? You saw we had that clear bias, clear bearish bias. We had that 15-minute order block, had the SMT, had the liquidity sweep, and had the lower time frame execution. This was a nice 53-point trade, 2.83R. Great trade. So if you learned anything from this trade recap, I'm going to make more like this in the future. I just like to do these so you guys can actually see how I go about trading every single day. But yeah, hope this helps. Subscribe for more. Like this video, leave a comment letting me know, if you learned anything, if you took the same trade. Get a lot of comments that we often take the same trade. So yeah, that being said, have a great day.